Hey everybody, it's Missy Wolf, and we are back at the Nashville Elvis Festival with Tom Brown.
Hi there.
How are you?
I am doing well. I've survived an entire day of contests and concerts, and it's a lot of fun. You just kind of get into it, and the world drops away outside, and it all becomes about what happens in the theater.
I love it, and you're so funny up on that stage.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I love, you give me hope, because I screw up on interviews, and I get so hard on myself, and when you stuttered or missed a word, and you were just like, yeah, what I said, and you just kept going on, and I was like, if he can do that, then I can do it, and I can stop feeling bad. So I love watching how you do your shows, and you do radio as well.
Yeah.
And I love that because I look to you. You're like my mentor from afar.
Wow.
But just so you know, like, I love watching you up there, and I try to steal a little bit of what you do and bring it home to my own shows.
Well, you're way too young to remember the person I did that. I grew up watching Johnny Carson. And Johnny was the funniest when he was bombing, when the joke didn't work. It was the way he handled that. Yeah. And so I'm just passing it on down to you now.
Well, I love it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sure fans love it too, because, you know, I do make a lot of mistakes on my interviews sometimes.
It's about having fun and just enjoying the time, and your audience is with you. They're watching you, so they're already a friend. So
you know what? You're right. You're right. But let's talk about this Nashville Elvis Festival.
Yeah.
The talent this year, every year has been great. And when I think it can't get any better, it does. And I'm just, how hard is it for you to narrow down the amount of contestants?
This is our third year, and from the first year to this year, the pool of contestants grows, and we really feel like 20 is about the limit on what you can do in one show. Right. And so those 20, it becomes more and more difficult every year to kind of go through, and you have people that have returned. We've had a few people that have been here every year, and we love to give priority to those people just because they've been with us, and we know the fans love them. But that's the really hard part about it, and it's kind of the competition before the competition, to be able to take 40 or 50 contestants, potential contestants, and narrow them down to, what Brian and I do is we go through each of the ones and we kind of make our own list, and then we see, well, who doubles up? Who did we both pick?
Right.
And that's kind of the first wave that we do. So but I'll tell you what, these kind of things like this, they rise and fall on those guys, on the contestants. So if you're enjoying the Nashville Elvis Festival, it's not because of us, it's because of the guys.
Right,
the guys and the guys that want to come here. Nashville is a special place in music. And to be able to compete and win in Nashville, everybody knows that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And you've gotten some amazing judges to participate as well. And this year you have Joanne Cash, and you have John Schneider, and you have oh God, you have so many people. Yeah. And I love them all so much. And I forget the name, but he does the radio show.
Charlie Mattis.
Yes.
Yes.
I actually sat with him in his radio station. I had no idea I was going to be on air with him. I was there supporting another act. But he is so much fun to talk to. And he has one of those radio voices that is just incredible.
Yes. Well, those guys there, he and Bill Cody, when I lived in Nashville, I listened to them, still listen to them. Yeah. I do morning radio now in Tupelo, so I don't get to hear them as much as I used to. Right. But they have just this way of this camaraderie and to make you feel comfortable. And it was on my first visit there 3 years ago when I was promoting the first Nashville Elvis Festival. I start doing the interview with Bill Cody, he's one of those kind of people that I watch and I go, ooh, I want to learn from him because of what he does. He's on the Grand Ole Opry hosting that. What I do on stage here with my little podium, I always kind of think this is how Bill Cody would do it at a WSM at the Grand Ole Opry, because they have a podium over on the side of the stage and they do it like that. But that first year I went to WSM, when I started talking about the festival, Charlie started asking me some questions. And they were not the kind of questions that the casual fan would ask. Right. They were, ooh, he's one of us. And that began the friendship with Charlie. And we've been trying over the years to get him here. And finally this year we were able to get him. So it's fun to have judges that are fans. And that's what I think sets our festival apart from a lot of the, and all the festivals are fun and they're good. But we really want to have judges that are performers, that are people that have a connection with Elvis, that either knew him or saw him or know performing, that know what it takes to get on stage and to sing a song.
Right.
And, people like Gary Chapman, who's a singer-songwriter. And all of them, the basic is they're all super Elvis fans. That's number one.
Yeah, and then Joanne, her story with meeting Elvis backstage at her brother's show. She missed his show completely.
Yeah.
Hung out with him. That was just so great to hear. And I love that you get to bring that out. You get to bring that to the front and get those stories out there for the fans that they might not ever hear.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I love how you do that. I love how you engage with your audience. And it's so much fun. But I have to know, what has it been like for you just being involved with Graceland and Elvis for so long? This is your career. You've been a fan for so many years, and you've been able to have an amazing career because of it.
It's in a way strange, but I mentioned one time I was talking about this with Robert Osborne, who was the host of Turner Classic Movies for 20-something years, and I worked closely with Robert for 18 years at Turner Classic Movies. And I'd begun hosting events in 2000, 2001 for Graceland that I had been to some meetings, and they figured out that I knew Elvis trivia and things about, and that I had the ability to interview and to do things, and I was from Tupelo. So obviously, and I started doing these events with Graceland, and it built and built and built over the years. And I was having dinner one night with Robert, and I said, I don't know how this happened to me. And Robert looked at me and he says, well, who else would it happen to? And it made me feel different about it. It was like, you know what? It happened for a reason. It came together. A talent I had and a knowledge I had intersected at a place that, as a fan, I could do events and host events and would ask the questions that the fans would ask because I'm a fan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I love that. And I think you're doing an amazing job. And this is one of the events that I look forward to every single year, because I know that it's going to be talent-packed, full of fun, and you're going to make me laugh. And I love to laugh, but you're such a great host. And if you don't get that enough, I'm just here to tell you that you are such an amazing host. And I want to thank you for just being so generous with your time, because I know that we've talked on the phone before, and that was just so much fun getting to talk to you and learn so much about your previous career and what led you to what you're doing now. And is there anything you want to tell fans, and where can they find you?
Well, I am on Facebook at Tom Brown. That's pretty difficult, I know. And I host a morning radio show. I moved back to my hometown, Tupelo, Mississippi, and I'm on Sunny 93.3 in Tupelo. And we have an app. You can listen to me anywhere. I have some friends in England that listen to the show every day, and I'm a noon show in London.
Oh, that's exciting.
I just wish I had those hours to be able to host a noon show. But, but yeah, you can find me there, and you can go to NashvilleElvisFestival.com, and there's an email address if you want to ask me a question or something. Anybody that has any suggestions for episodes of Gates of Graceland that I host with the guys at Graceland, we've been into Vernon's office and gone through his files, we shot one that's not posted yet, but I'll give you a little hint. It has to do with the Lisa Marie airplane.
Oh, okay.
So we went on there one night and took the plastic off of everything and walked through the plane just like it was back in the day.
Wow.
And so we have that to look forward to. I feel so honored to be able to contribute my love of Elvis, with the fans. And over the years, I've gotten to be friends with Priscilla and Jerry Schilling and the people like that knew Elvis. And Priscilla said one time to me that got me, she said, Elvis would be so proud of you because you're from Tupelo. You're that connection to the hometown. And I think that's, and all of us here, all the fans, I always say I'm just a fan with the best seat in the house.
Absolutely.
I get to be up there and just watch the guys, and it's all about them, and it's about our headliners and the tribute artists. And from my vantage point, I look out at the audience, and all those ladies in the audience, they're 16 years old.
Yeah. That's my favorite part.
They're watching. They are 16 years old watching Elvis.
That is my favorite part. I'm snapping pictures down there, and then I look, and I'm just watching every single one of those ladies as if they are there watching the actual Elvis concert that they, were at when they were 12 or 16 or whatever, and it's so much fun.
That's the thing, and too, there's been so many things that have happened in the Elvis world in the last year, between getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the HBO documentary series about his life, and the 50th anniversary of the comeback special. Yep. And I think what was so important was that special that was on in February of 2019, hosted by Blake Shelton, with so many contemporary artists paying tribute to Elvis and showing their fans, hey, you might not know this guy, but give this guy a look here. And what I loved about that special was the very next day, the #1 album on streaming. Yep. Elvis 68 comeback.
It was, absolutely. And you know what else I loved about that special? And I don't know if a lot of people picked up on it, but everyone that was there, they did something or had something with them that was just like it was in the original airing. And I remember, I think it was Shawn Mendes had the same guitar strap.
Had the guitar strap, yeah. Little subtle things
Little subtle things in that the entire time. And I watched the entire thing and I loved it all.
And Adam Lambert from Queen and American Idol had his blue suedes.
Yep.
He wore his blue suedes. You know, you're right. There were those little things like that. Post Malone there were things on his jacket that were Elvis oriented, and you really had to look for them. So there were little Easter eggs like that hidden all around.
And it was so much fun. And those are the things that the diehard fans like when they can spot that. Because I'm looking at that guitar strap that Shawn Mendes had, and I was like, I know that strap, and I had to look it up, and sure enough,
and he didn't say anything about it. No. He just had it there.
Yeah,
he knew. And he knew we would know.
Right?
So that was it, yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to tell fans before I let you go back to your busy schedule?
I just want to say, if you haven't been here yet, be sure to check us out at NashvilleElvisFestival.com. We'll have updates. And we have a Christmas show that we're going to be taking around. We did it this past December of 18, and we're looking at doing a little tour of a Christmas show, because there's a lot of great Elvis songs that you don't hear except at Christmas time.
Exactly. So, exactly. My favorite, Blue Christmas. Until next time, guys, though, you heard him, so check him out. Make sure you get the app for his radio station so that you can hear him all the time, because he's amazing. And if you haven't heard him yet, you need to, and you're going to be addicted. I'm telling you. Until next time, guys, we'll see you soon.
Bye.